Welcome to the Idaho Art Lab. We are a not-for-profit art makerspace in South St. Anthony, Idaho. We are always happy to give tours. When you enter our 5,300 square foot facility, you enter the Quad, a free-use community gathering place with project tables, easels, and a community use makerspace where you can rent equipment, the Yellowstone Teton Gallery, an art supply store, a drop-in paint-your-own pottery studio, a kitchen for you to make yourself at home, and living quarters for us to invite artists that we can house artists from all over the world. In this building, you'll find connections to artists all over East Idaho. You can drop in to paint pottery, choosing from our ready-to-paint pieces that you see here, make your own, or order from our selection of 1,500 molds. Now let's enter the Makerspace, where you can rent equipment in 14 different labs for $3 an hour. You are in the Lapidary Lab, where we work with gemstones. This is the saw that cuts slabs of gemstones. And then here is the trim saw. From there you go to the polish. We can teach you how to finish stones so you can make them into anything you want, including jewelry, which is wire wrapping here. Now you're looking at the faceters in our faceting lab, which is cutting precious gemstones. This is a gemstone on a dot stick. Here you see a student learning how to do faceting. This is the block printing lab. You can hand carve linoleum blocks called lino blocks. You ink the blocks and then use the book press to press the paper into the inked block. Here you can see someone carving into the block, inking it, and then pressing it using the book press. The screen printing lab is where you can do fine art serigraphs or just do some screen printing on textiles like you see here, or t-shirts and other fabrics. This is showing someone using the vacuum table and squeegeeing the ink across the screen. The vacuum holds the paper down. You can do 4-color printing or just print 1 color like you see here. We make our own clay here. We take the dry clay and mix it in the clay mixer and move to the pug mill where we can extract the air. That makes it ready for our sculptors and potters. We have a sculpture lab with sculpture stands and an electric sculpture table for larger sculptures. That allows you to be sculpting ergonomically. This is hand building after it's been thrown on a pottery wheel. And back there you see the sculpture table. And here are the potters working on the pottery wheel. In the front left, you'll see the horsehair Sager fire piece. That piece had been dipped in iron oxide acid solution, wrapped in tin foil, and then put in the kiln. It's pulled out red hot, and horsehair is laid on top of it. The front right piece was done with the naked raku method. The black lines are showing where the shell coating of slip has cracked, and the carbon has made the color for the pottery piece. Lost wax metal casting is the art of creating something in wax, investing it in plaster, putting it in the kiln so the wax will melt out, and then put in the centrifuge. Molten metal is spun into the mold, and then it's put into a cold water thermal shock. All the plaster falls away, and it leaves your ring still on the sprue. We have 6 workbenches that you saw the sprue off and polish up your ring for the finished piece. Here you see a volunteer taking greenware out of a mold. This will be settled or cleaned up and then fired in our kiln, and it will go into the paint your own pottery studio. Upstairs in the loft is our media production lab. We have a green screen, it's blue screen in this case. Bring your SD card and you can use all of our equipment. This allows you to create your own videos. We also have a sound booth for sound effects and voiceovers, and a 3D printer. Again, all our labs are $3 an hour. Now we're entering the scroll saw working area. This woodworking area is for you to do decorative wood cuts. These are fine blades that allow you to do designs in all kinds of wood. Here's a design being showed off, all done with a scroll saw. Vacuum forming allows you to mold plastic around a buck, which is a form. You heat the plastic so that it softens and then bring it down onto the vacuum table. It's sucking the plastic around the form. We like to use this for costuming. Our kiln room is for every range of firing. We have low fire to high fire, so earthenware to stoneware. And now you see us going back into the quad where our art supply store is. We offer art supplies for all of the art mediums that we teach here, including hard-to-find items like gemstone slabs, a full range of clays, darkroom items, and a huge selection of deeply discounted frames. Our Yellowstone Teton Gallery has shows every 4 to 6 weeks, and sometimes we have art auctions like you see here. This lets you bid on local artworks. We are walking into the kitchen, which is here for the whole community. Bring a pizza, make yourself a lunch, just make yourself at home. We have everything a normal kitchen at home would have. In the back of the kitchen is the darkroom. This is old school photo darkroom using film. You can make prints, which are black and white, from film up to 4 by 5 inches, doing pinhole cameras, and they can be developed in our big sink here. You can process your own prints to put into our Yellowstone Teton Gallery. Our artist residency not only has the kitchen, but there's a shower, so people from around the world can stay here at the Idaho Art Lab comfortably. Here's the artist residency living quarters. It has a private entrance, and we make it comfortable with a dresser and a TV and their own little refrigerator. People staying in the residency offer 2 or 3 day programs or sometimes week-long programs. Some of the unique ones is the Hollywood Special Effects series, which is teaching 5-day workshops. These artists in residence expand on all of the art mediums that we already teach. We hope you enjoyed the tour. Come back soon.